Hi, good evening. Thank you for making it out tonight. My name is Kevin. I'm one of the co-founders of LifeNote. Really simply, I just want to get this idea into your head right away. LifeNote is the estate planner of your digital asset portfolio. Just let that thought kind of simmer for a moment. I want to start with a story, and I know a lot of you are probably used to hearing stories, but this is actually something that happened to me yesterday. Went out to lunch with a friend, and something extraordinarily uninteresting happened, which was when we paid for the meal, I paid for the tab, which that's pretty normal actually, and my friend told me, hey, I'll Venmo you. At the time, I didn't think much about it. But this tiny incident is becoming extraordinarily commonplace. And what this is a testament to the convenience of digital payment services and to the future of an infrastructure built around digital currencies and, more importantly, digital assets. What are digital assets? These are anything from the Venmo balance that was given to me for the food, to airline miles that are accumulated, to the Starbucks app on your phone that you used to pay for your coffee this morning. If you think really closely about this, what happens to your PayPal balance if you, for some godforsaken reason, were to pass away? This is precisely the legal problem that LifeNote addresses. And this is what it looks like today. The estate closing process is not something that is easy. This is not an exaggeration of the actual process itself. The average American spends over 10 months trying to close a single estate. And within that, there are so many legal complications that occur with just the will itself that most individuals don't even think about the digital portfolios. 93% of Americans don't know what happens to their digital assets once they pass away. LifeNote provides a centralized, online, cloud-based service that simplifies this entire process for our users. Essentially, our smart algorithms will take in all of the accounts from a given user and totally automate that transfer process once a death is triggered. This is basically beneficial to three main parties. On the one hand, executors are now relieved of this 10-month process of having to go find each individual asset and then get a password, and then, oh no, the password was wrong, so now I need access to the email, and it's a mess. Secondly, idle accounts are very, very prone to ID theft, and moreover, the theft of the value in the account itself. And finally, these accounts themselves also hold substantial value. If your PayPal balance has $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in it, and you don't close it effectively, today the state would claim that. Instead, LifeNote will help you pass on this value to a loved one or to a charitable cause, user's choice. Our competitive advantage lies in the fact that we are using sophisticated, state-of-the-art algorithms in order to simplify this process. Instead of having to deal with the terms of agreement for PayPal, and then the terms of agreement for Venmo, and the terms of agreement for whatever other digital asset, we can automate that entire process in our cloud-based service. We aren't alone in this space, unfortunately. We do have competitors that are more expensive and don't actually provide the same service we do. One of our largest competitors is the way it's done right now, which is a piece of paper. It's free. Write down all of the accounts that you have, write down the value stored in there, and who you want to give them to. And when you pass away, you better hope that that piece of paper can be found. I'll leave the impracticality of that up to the audience's imagination. And the business model. We've played around with pricing structures, and so far this is what we've toyed with. It's a tiered model that will be based off of the number of accounts a user decides to transfer. 40, 50, 75. And on the other side, the executor will also, the account holder will also be charged an initial fee upon initial setup. If we are to even capture 5% of our entire serviceable market, that would still be over 8 million users. which, if scaled to our approximately $40 price per user, leaves the market capitalization of the initial LifeNote fairly high. I wouldn't say no to about $320 million right now. And finally, LifeNote today. We've been working with a team of very talented developers in the Philippines, and they've actually built out our minimal viable product that launched 4 days ago. They had some kind of problems with the actual launch itself, so that's getting worked out. But in the future, what we're planning on doing is we still need to design a few components of the algorithms that will transfer and make this process as easy as it can be, and thinking about some things about go-to-market strategy and some beta users, which leads me to the timeline. Once we're done with TechArb, we've been extremely fortunate to have this experience. We plan on refining the product a little bit before fully building out all of the functionalities and features that we intend the final form of the company to have. This is our management team. I am an undergraduate student here at the University of Michigan studying computer science and business administration. My partner, James Hewitt, who unfortunately could not be here tonight, is a rising senior who has a background in industrial engineering. And the two developers are based in the Philippines, so minimal English, which has been interesting, but it's been definitely a good experience to have. And with that, I want to say thank you again for coming out tonight. I'd love to hear your thoughts or any advice that you have for me over coffee or drinks. Just remember to Venmo me afterwards.